Ros has been having a look at Musk's master plan, part 2. Ros.
Well, essentially, he laid out his ideas for the future of sustainable energy and transport, of course, what he's been banging on about for quite some time. He says, of course, fossil fuels are bound to run out one day. And I guess, if his plans work out, Tesla and Elon Musk himself, will be poised in the right place to take advantage of it. Essentially, he's laid out a vision where they're going to produce more buses and trucks.
And trucks. I mean, it's quite something, isn't it?
So we normally see this as a gas-guzzling part of the transport industry, but on his plans, of course, they won't be. He says that in the early stages of development, and they may unveil some products next year. And essentially, they're also looking at not just the way that they're fueled, but also changing the design of these vehicles so they can be more efficient, and also possibly taking passengers all the way to their destination. I'm not sure, that it wasn't clear about how that would work, whether you go all the way on a public transport vehicle to exactly where you want to go, or
but isn't that what happens now?
Well, not if you get a bus.
Well, you might want to go all the way to. Well, anyway, I'm not going there.
And you can summon them perhaps from using a smartphone app. For this is the way he sees how public transport might work in the future. He also looked at autonomy. For example, we all know that Tesla has already been testing out its self-driving vehicles, and he says it's a long way off, but they're working towards making that a lot safer. But eventually, when there are properly self-driving vehicles, you may be able to have a vehicle that can help you save money, make money, and be more efficient in general by summoning the car when you want to use it, and when you're not using it, you can then put it into a fleet where it'll operate within a fleet for others to use, and then you can use it and make good money.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can use it again when you need it. He says that people only use cars between 5 and 10% of the time anyway.
Now, the thing is, Solar City is very controversial here as well. He's been trying to sell this one, hasn't he? Investors are not that convinced, though.
Yeah, so he says that Tesla should buy Solar City. He's got a 22% stake in Solar City, but this all comes into his big plan. So he wants to make a solar panel integrated into the roof-type product. And so having Solar City as part of the Tesla family would help him to do this. And essentially, this plays into the whole Tesla sort of idea of sustainable energy. Now, if you notice, the Tesla website has dropped the word motors from the name, and it now says its mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, whereas previously it focused on clean transportation. So maybe a little shift in focus there for Tesla to the wider aim of sustainable energy rather than just transportation, playing in with Elon Musk's bigger long-term
grand vision, the master plan.
Well, some say it's grandiose with no time frame and no specifics. Others say it's a genius move into the future, I guess.
Right. And some say something in between.